Hi everybody, Becker here, and I'd like to welcome you to White Hat Fairy World, where if you follow the Google Terms of Service, all your dreams come true, and bullshit like facts and logic and actual results never get in our way. It's, in short, the best place on earth. Okay, sarcastic statement aside, I had to lay that out there, but what I'm going to be showing you how to do today is actually how to do White Hat SEO the right way. What I'm going to be showing you how to do in this episode of Source TV is how to use White Hat SEO to rank for extremely competitive terms and get a massive edge on your competition. I'm going to be showing you step by step how I've done this with a case study. And what I'm going to do, and that's really, really weird since we're talking about White Hat SEO, is I'm going to show you how in this case study, everything I talk about today is factually backed up and result driven. I know it's absolutely crazy. I almost got kicked out of White Hat Fairy World for talking like this. But don't worry, you're going to see all of it today on this episode of Source TV. Now, real quick, before we get into that, I would like to talk about White Hat SEO. More so, I think I'd like to just kind of rant about it. Now, White Hat SEO, in my opinion, is the most effective form of SEO there is out there. Now, the funny thing about it that makes me absolutely loathe White Hat SEOs is as extremely, extremely misunderstood. So my problem with White Hat SEO, and not so much White Hat SEO, but the perception of SEO, is what people believe it is and the people who preach White Hat SEO when they really have no freaking clue what they're doing SEO-wise. Now, I'm sure you've been on forums, I'm sure you've probably talked to a hardcore White Hat SEO, and you've asked them stuff like, oh, how do you rank in Google? How do you do stuff like that? And it's really funny because their answers are like, create quality content, or read Matt Cutts' blog, oh my God, or just follow the Google Terms of Service and everything will work out. So what we need to do right now is we need to address the huge misinterpretation of White Hat SEO. Then I need to explain to you why the White Hat SEO you probably are thinking about doing right now has no benefit over Black Hat SEO and is in fact riskier. And then I want to explain to you what White Hat SEO really is and why it's just not anything like what people think that it is. So first off, all the time, I'll get an email or two from people saying, Alex, doesn't this break Google's terms of service? You're a Black Hat SEO, unethical, going to hell, shit, blah, blah, whatever, all right? So besides this person being really stupid, I think it's absolutely hilarious when people go out there and they look to Matt Cutts' blog or Google or, places that really are in Google's pocket, I'm not going to mention them, to get their SEO information. Now, let's just think about this real quick. Matt Cutts' job is to protect Google rank. And if Google had their way, no one would know how to rank. So look, Matt Cutts' job is not to help you find ways to backlink to rank higher in Google. They don't want you to do that. They want you to use AdWords, all right? They don't care where you show up in Google as long as you show up. So look at it this way. Going to Matt Cutts' blog and expecting him to show you how to rank is like going to some girl's dad and expecting him to show you how to get in her pants. That's just not how it works. Now you need to understand that Matt Cutts' job with his blog is to mitigate the massive amount of hate that gets flung at Google by helping people out. Obviously, people know the rank. Google does not want them to know how to rank. But what Matt Cutts' job is to mitigate that and not make it completely just like Google doesn't care at all. He's not going to be like, hey, you just need to make these type of backlinks and do this, this, and this. All right? If you look at his blog, it's like the most skeptical, like Morpheus Matrix type of thing ever. So first off, never cite the Google Terms of Service. Never look to what Google actually says for rankings. It's not like I'm up here going conspiracy theory. It's just how they operate, and it's actually a very good business plan. All right? It's very just nobody needs to know how to rank in their algorithm. It's their business. Now, the next thing we need to address is why Black Hat SEO and White Hat SEO really aren't that different at their understanding right now. Now, what a lot of White Hat SEOs go and do is they go out there, they try and guest post, they try and create manual backlinks on relevant sites. They try to go out there and create just basically backlinks manually the right way. All right, first off, there's no right way to build backlinks. If you're building backlinks for the sole term of ranking, you are breaking Google's terms of service and you are doing Black Hat SEO. So shut up, all right? But the next thing you got to realize is that you'll see White Hat SEOs like, oh, I made a quality site with quality content, et cetera, et cetera. What you need to know is that Google doesn't have a robot that goes and reads and says, this was an interesting article on dog feet. You should rank. That's not how it works. And that's just the big thing. Quality content has no impact on your rankings whatsoever until you can get someone to frickin' link to it. Until you make quality content and you know how to promote it, there's no benefit whatsoever. No one's linking to it. On top of that, when you're going out there creating manual backlinks and guest posting and stuff like that, you're doing something a Black Hat person can do with tools in 30 seconds, yet it's taking you 3 hours, and they can do it 10 times more powerfully and get the same SEO effect On top of that, you are still at the same risk for triggering whatever penalties are out there. None of the penalties out there really went after people who use tools or anything like that. They went after certain anchor text profiles. So therefore, if a white hat SEO built 1,000 links manually, all hard work, to his quality content website, but they had the wrong anchor text, he'd get penalized. But the black hat SEO, who is building links intelligently with tools using the right anchor text, did not get penalized. So there's no benefit to keeping your site safe. There's none of that BS. All right, so let's explain how to actually use white hat SEO. Now look, white hat SEO isn't a link strategy. And in fact, if you were really good white hat SEO, you really wouldn't need SEO in the first place, because what white hat SEO comes down to is how good of a promoter you are, how good of a networker you are. Because what white hat SEO is creating really kick-ass content, creating something really special, and then being able to get it out there, being able to promote it and get it all over the internet. Being able to go out there and talk to big other people in your industry, getting to go out there and getting people to link to you manually and networking your butt off, that is how you become an extremely effective SEO. Because when Google sees all those super authoritative sites that you can't get links from and sees all these big places linking to you, that's when you get that massive amount of trust. But there's no way to gain that massive amount of trust unless you are good at promoting your quality content. And that's not a link building practice. It's not something you can do at your computer just through hard work and effort. It's about being able to network. And the funny thing is, those links you're going to get from all over the place, not only do they really look quality to Google, but they're going to generate a ton of traffic in the first place. So what white hat SEO truly is, and this is going to be really weird, is a traffic generation technique. It's a way to generate traffic naturally from around the web to your website. If you can do that, you're going to have massive signs of trust regardless of what you do. And that is when white hat SEO kicks in. And when you're able to do that, Google's going to rank you naturally for whatever the heck you want to rank for. You can make pages and Google's going to see all those trust signs coming in and all that natural traffic coming in. And that's when you're going to start getting very dramatic, non-beatable rankings. So there you go. White hat SEO is not a link building or SEO practice. It is a traffic generation technique at its core. All right, yeah, of course it's an SEO practice, but it's based around creating natural traffic. If you get your website on a ton of cool stuff, then it's going to happen. All right, so picture this. A good example of white hat SEO. Person has a taxi company. He calls up every single hotel in the area, promotes them, says, hey, we're giving discounts for X, X, Y, and Z. Would you like to link to our website? Suddenly all the hotels in the area link to his website, creating a huge natural trusting link profile to his website. That is white hat SEO. Going out there and creating and guest posting on like taxi guest post sites or doing like your own manual backlinking. That's not. It doesn't even work. It's not even effective. So keep that all in your mind as I get through what I'm going to talk about today. Now, rant aside, all right? What we're going to be covering today is exactly how I've done it with SourceWave. And I'm going to show you how I'm ranking for extremely competitive searches with little to no SEO at all. And I'm going to show you how you can do this too. All right. So with all that being said, rant aside, hopefully we have a little bit better understanding of white hat SEO. We're going to hop to my computer now, to my handy dandy little chalkboard, and we're going to do some white hat SEO in fairyland. All right. I'll see you in a sec.
All right, so we are in my little chalkboard / writing a dig, whatever you want to call it, and we're going to be getting into white hat SEO, as you can tell by the cool title with the little hat icon right here. So what I want to show you in this section is the sites you need to be using this on, how to kind of go about doing this, and kind of show you the overall goal, which is a effect I like to call achieving priority rankings, and then give you a few techniques and some gray hat combinations to really kill it with white hat SEO. Now the first thing I got to lay out there is that white hat SEO is white hat SEO is very long term. Now the first thing I got to lay out there before we hop into this is that white hat SEO is very long term, but it also takes a while to get going. It is not something that is going to happen even overnight or within a month's time or even in 6 months' time. It is a very long term, extremely effective form of SEO. So with that being said, it is not good for example, if you have a client that needs a fast result who does not already have momentum. And what do I mean by that? All right, so say you take on a client who has a huge website, it's already getting tons and tons of traffic, they already have a lot of authority in Google. If you go in and start doing this type of white hat SEO I'm going to show you right now, you can get results extremely quickly. However, if you just get like a dentist client or a simple client who hops on, their site's never been linked to before, never had any SEO effort pointed at it, and in short, it's just kind of starting from ground zero. It is not a good way to go about doing this unless you have a very established base in the niche that you're in, which I'm going to get into here in a second. However, if you're looking to get really fast results for your clients right now, it is not a good way to go about it. You're probably going to end up losing more clients than you gain doing this until you have a base, which I'm going to explain here in a sec. It's also very bad for small niche sites or someone who needs income fast. If you're looking to have your first $100 day and you're making smallish niche sites or not really important websites per se, you're not gonna really get off on the right foot doing this. You need to really kind of start off more in a gray hat area if you're looking to make some income fast. It's also not good for irrelevant websites. If you're making a somewhat pointless website that you don't know much about, you don't have a business around it, or you're not passionate about it, there's really no long-term successful way for you to have success with white hat SEO. Now, of course, there are contradictions to all these rules I just put out there. Don't be like, well, back in 1889, I had this one site that ranked for cars. That's all great, but this is kind of paying more to the rules itself instead of inceptions of the rules, or exceptions of the rules, inceptions of the rules, whatever. Anyways, now with that being said, there is an extreme positive. If you're a person who has a passion site, say you really are passionate about snowboarding and you make a blog about it or some website where you sell your own snowboards and stuff like that, you can really, really kill it with white hat SEO long term. If you're working for large businesses or you're a person that handles the SEO for very large companies, that's one thing I like to focus on. Again, it's extremely, extremely effective, and it's even more effective if you're a person who takes clients and focuses on clients in a certain niche, because you're able to go out there and create what I like to call kind of a white hat network of contacts and networking and et cetera, that will always link to you, that allows you to basically rank extremely quickly in certain niches. With that also being said, if your site has very cool stuff on it, you have something that really needs to be shared, that can be easily promoted by other people and shared all over the web, then again, it works extremely effectively well. So what is the overall priority of white hat SEO? And this is the biggest benefit to white hat SEO there is out there. Now, what is this benefit? This is something I like to call the priority ranking effect, pulled straight out of just my head right now. So there you go. Anyways, what the priority ranking effect does, and I'll remove that so you can actually read what I wrote, is it's where your site builds enough white hat momentum and authority in Google that you rank for essentially anything. Like anytime you make a post, anytime you make a new page, whatever it is SEO optimized for, Google gives it a priority in ranking in Google right away. For example, when you go out there, if you type in anything about SEO right now, you're going to see like Search Engine Journal, maybe SEO Moz show up. If you type anything about investing, you're going to see articles from Forbes and stuff show up. Now, if you look at these actual pages going on there, I'm going to pull one up right now. For example, we go into Google, we type in like Penguin 2.0 update, and I'm just using this as an example right now. You always will see like Search Engine Watch showing up for SEO terms. Though this page right here, I guarantee you doesn't have a person directly SEOing it at all. The site just has such an authority in the SEO niche that it will show up virtually instantly whenever they make